we've issued a very explicit proposal to both the Russians and the Ukrainians, and it's time for them to either say yes or for the United States to walk away from this process. We have engaged in an extraordinary amount of diplomacy, of on-the-ground work. We've really tried to understand things from the perspective of both the Ukrainians and the Russians.
What has been briefed to a number of the newspapers this morning is that there was a US peace plan, not a ceasefire proposal. It kind of went almost like, don't worry about a ceasefire, we'll just go straight to the peace plan, with no confidence building steps in between.
Right.
And the peace plan essentially was, right, America, we are going to recognise Crimea as sovereign Russian territory. Russia, you can keep all the land that you've taken so far. Ukraine, you're going to suck it up. That was broadly the peace deal. And the major concession, huge breaking news concession from Russia was, we won't still claim land that we haven't yet taken. Oh, well, that's generous of you, Russia. So they would say we'll have all the land we've currently got, but some of the other districts which we want to get, we won't say we have to have as part of the peace deal.
I'm going to read you a tweet from Yulia Sviridenko. She is the first Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine. And she has said, as Ukraine's delegation meets with partners in London today, they're coming, we reaffirmed a principled position. Ukraine is ready to negotiate, but not to surrender. Our people will not accept a frozen conflict disguised as peace. We will never recognise the occupation of Crimea. And I think in some people's minds, they always assumed that Zelensky would be happy at this point, you know, in a 3-year, very bloody war, to say, I understand we're not going to get Crimea back. You know, let's move on to where we are. And this statement from Ukraine, from the Deputy First Minister, is basically saying,